You guys just got $10,000 worth easy. Oh, you freaking genius. Because I thought about that, like, I did that. What was my trigger? And you're like, the thought's going to be clear. And the thought was crystal clear. Like it was freaking yesterday. And it was 44 years ago, or no, 41 years ago. Sorry.
Yeah.
So there's been enough days between, right? But
Yes.
it was clear as day. And then, I went through the thought process. And then as soon as it was just like, everyone's human, right? So put myself in the shoes. Everyone's coming from that 5-year-old self. Okay, that makes sense. And then nothing's personal. It's like, well, I always carried it as a personal thing because this is a family related thing with my father, but it wasn't personal when I remove the emotion from the situation to understand where he was coming from.
Yes.
Holy shit. You're a
Dude.
freaking magician, my friend.
Oh, bro. You guys, like this is going to change your life forever. When you realize, right, we've been holding on to these emotions for so long and they've led to the life we're living right now, unconsciously for most of us, guys, right? We don't even know this energy is even there. And as soon as you start to see it, that's why they say it's enlightening because you're shining light on it, the shadow of you, right? Mike, this is beautiful, man, right? You get to charge it up with a different emotion, brother. There's nothing more powerful, I'm telling you, dude. Just from my own experience, it set me free. And literally ever since I did this type of work for myself, people ask me, how are you this positive and happy all the time? And it's not that I am all the time, but man, I am a lot of the time. And it's because none of this stuff lives inside of me anymore. Like in other words, people call them your demons or your whatever, your traumas or yeah, they are those things. They can be. But all it really is there's an emotion it's just how our operating system works as a human being. Like your operating system is just trying to protect you, keep you alive. Well, anything that hurts you really deeply, it remembers like there's no tomorrow, right? And now we talk about the level of thought. It carries a lot more energy. Well, it goes thought, belief, core belief, value, and then this. That moment in time carries the most energy. That's why I'm teaching this to you guys, right? Because we can uncover all these other aspects. But until you get to this root cause, it's always going to be there. And so when you change it, though, it changes you forever. We're going to change your identity at the core level faster than ever before. Mike, we worked together for a while, actually, right? We're doing this in like moments now, not like, yeah.
What I love about what you're doing here, Tony, is you're going to be able to get this out to the masses and make a massive impact. And that's what I want, because that's we're cut from the same cloth. We want to see as many people succeed as possible. And what you've done here is gonna, like, wow, this is like
Mike, yes.
amazing. Like, amazing. You guys just literally, you guys just got $10,000 worth easy.
Thank you, Mike. I'm not kidding when I say, man, I went through everything I've ever learned and I've distilled it down into what I'm teaching you guys right here. And it literally is this. Like I realized I did this for myself and I had a hard time articulating it before. And I'm like, oh, well, you just got to do this. You just got to, no, it's different for everybody. So I got to get to the root so that it'll resonate with everybody. This is it. You guys are getting it for the first time, actually. I'm kind of building this out as we speak, quite honestly. And it's like, to me, it's so simple now. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be so awesome for people because it really is so simple and it is deep. It's the deepest thing you can get to, actually, but it's super simple. And you're going to start to understand what is actually there, what emotions are there unconsciously. For me, I worked through my dad's passing, my bullies, all people stole money from me. I mean, all sorts of crazy stuff has happened, right? And it's like you hold on to these resentments towards people or betrayals or whatever is going on, but that's only hindering you, right? And so now, if you can learn to let go of this, make peace with it, resolve it, accept it, it's okay. We've all lived life and we've all had very negative things happen to us. Well, if you can do this, right? The memory without the emotional charge is called wisdom. Ooh, this comes from Dr. Joe Dispenza. The memory without the charge is wisdom. Man, that's how I can talk about my dad, right? Because it doesn't charge me up anymore. That's how I can talk about my bully without getting angry.
The first time I saw you talk about your dad in 2017,
Yes, Mike.
you're a completely different person.
I couldn't even talk about him before, man, right?
Tony, like, thank you so much for opening up your wisdom to us and offering this new approach, because like I said, like, this is priceless. and you guys are getting access to this, and I think it's, I'm just forever grateful, because I know even for everyone that's not on the call tonight, but going through the replay, um, this is not just for business, you guys. This is for every aspect of our lives, and it makes like real change that can make massive impact everywhere. I can't say enough. I'm so thankful, Tony. So grateful.
Oh, Mike, it's absolutely my pleasure, man. I'm not kidding. Like when I say, like, I love to teach this to people now because I get it. Like I understand it to such a deeper level. And to me, it's so powerful. And when you do this for yourself, it's going to set you free. Like it really does. And so now, if I bring you all the way full circle for what you guys need to do on a daily basis here, there's really two kind of levels of this. What we got into towards the end here is level two. Okay, so if there is this reoccurring energy that keeps being triggered, or you have a resentment or something is going on there, you're going to want to do the work to clean that up for yourself. Okay, really, just kind of how I explained, is use those four perspectives the best that you can and try to see it from a different level and then charge it up with a new emotion. Usually it's understanding, compassion, forgiveness, love. One of those types of emotions is going to naturally replace it, because you're going to understand that we really are all human. So try that. And that's kind of like the next level of where we go with this idea. But let's just say you're feeling pretty good and nothing's really hanging you up too bad. Well, now we get to create. And this is the exact daily mode of operation that I do, that I teach all my people to do. And I highly suggest you guys try this out. Okay. So before you take any action in your life or business, get really in the present moment. Okay. So literally before I start anything, I come out to my office here and I'll either put on music or earbuds, but get very present, and you're going to visualize. So you close your eyes, visualize on the screen of your mind. What are you building? Right? What does your business look like? And I highly suggest you go all the way to the end to see, I've got hundreds of team members that need to serve here, right? How am I going to show up for them? Right? So even if they're not there yet, how are you going to show up? Because I got news for you. They're not going to join you until you show up that way. Does this make sense? Right? So you've got to show up in the energy of, on the frequency of, in the channel of that reality right there. Okay. So every day before I take any action, I fuse and connect with my vision, just as I'm describing. Okay. Number two, what is your next logical inspired action towards that? It should just come right to you, basically, because as soon as you come out of the vision, you're going to have ideas on how to grow it, how to build it. It comes from the vision, though, not from the problem of, oh, there's no money in my bank account. Crap. You can't stay there, because now that you're thinking on that level, that's only going to perpetuate having no money in the bank. I only know this because I lived it so many times, so many cycles. I suffered the hell out of this. I lost all my hair, although I did that before. But I'm starting to go gray, all this stuff. Right? I only know this because of this. Once you do that, you take inspired action. Step number three, you focus only on those actions. So, what I recommend is 3 inspired actions a day. If you could do this, you could do more, but 3 of the ones that'll move your needle the most. So, in other words, if you don't have anybody on your team, do a Facebook Live in that energy and say, hey, you guys, this is what's going on. You know what I mean? Like whatever is going on, that'll move the needle the most, because you can reach a lot more people. Or you can hold an event or whatever you're compelled to do, whatever you're inspired to do. Do it. Okay. So no more than 3, if you can, at a time, basically, for the day. This is what I do personally. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to do 3 things today. They're going to move my needle the most. Boom. And then when you do, the next step is you focus all of your attention and energy on the next one, the most inspired action first. If I'm looking to create a video, let's say, and I really want to get an idea out, I do that immediately as quickly as possible, because you're in the energy of it. Well, it takes about 5 to 10 to sometimes 15 minutes to get yourself in what we call a flow state. In the zone is what sports players call this, right? Well, you get in the zone by being able to focus your attention on one thing only. Right? So what happens for most of us, our emails or our notifications keep popping up. It's distracting our attention and our creative faculty. It takes us out of the game. So now we got to get ourselves back into the flow state of passion, excitement, and creation, reconnect to our vision all over again, and then do it again. So I highly suggest you really start to practice this and get good with it, because this is going to change the game. I'm not kidding when I say this. I've created more in 2 days than I had in a month of doing it any other way, actually. because this is incredibly powerful energy you're tapping into. It's your vision, it's connected to the vision, and now all the doubts and worries go away. Literally, all the doubts and worries go away because you know you're creating this, you feel it, you're connected with it. You're now taking inspired action towards it, which is your inner being here guiding you. That's your intuition, by the way. I teach very deep levels of this, but I just want to give you guys what it is here. But it's your intuition guiding you. That's the most inspired action you should be taking. If you are dreading doing something, then I would leave that to the last item for the day. Okay. Quite honestly, if you know it needs to get done, but you don't want to be doing it, leave it for the last item of the day and then do it. Do it though. Like don't not do it and don't avoid it if you know it has to get done. Right. So for instance, if you're afraid to go live or something, that's okay. Like we all have to battle that at one point, right? But when you realize the vision is more powerful than you and what people are going to think of you, then that's what I mean. This is the most important work you could be doing because that's going to motivate you. I don't teach this for myself. I teach this because I know it's for my vision of helping the world live happier and healthier. Like this is my vision for the world actually. And you guys are just a part of my world right now who we're changing that, but we're going to change the world with these ideas here. I promise you to some level, we're going to move the needle. So that's what you do. And then if you notice that you're sinking, all you do is you simply bring yourself back to a better serving thought. So that's essentially the daily mode of operation. And it's the simplified version of this. That's what I kind of want to give you guys.